before you come out, you know? This is where we have the guests kind of just relax and have a coffee or a tea. Have a seat. Oh, and look who else is here. The star of 8 Simple Rules, Kaley. Cuoco talks about laughing with John Ritter and how David Spade changed life on the set.
Hey. How you doing, darling?
Good.
Good.
Here's a
sandwich?
Here's a sandwich.
Oh, thank you.
With vegetables. Enjoy. I'll be back in a few. Plus, R&B star Usher answers. Burning up the charts too with Kaley. Thanks, man. Welcome back to the show. This young lady is the sexy older daughter in ABC's 8 Simple Rules. Take a look.
So what time do you want me to pick you up on Saturday?
Is she spoken for? Yes, I am spoken for. So under no circumstances are you ever to call me at this phone number. And if this number is busy, this phone number. And if this number is busy, this cell phone number. And if you ever come to this address on Oakdale Avenue, well, you'll be stepping into some very hot water, mister. And I mean hot.
Please welcome the captivating Kaley Cuoco.
How are you? Hi.
Welcome to our house here.
Beautiful. I love this place. I'm so happy you do the show here because I live at Hollywood and Highland.
Really?
Oh my God, CBK is my favorite restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Obviously Starbucks. Shopping, it's just the funnest place to be. It's
yeah, lots of great
cool
restaurants and the shopping and things like that. Have you been to, there's a Brookstone here. You've been in the Brookstone store?
My house is full of all that stuff. I have to have all that cool new stuff.
Have you met the sales rep by the name of Kelly?
No, why is she hot?
He's a piece of work.
Oh,
You know what, see if Kelly is on today. See if he's working today and see if he can come up here for a second because I'm sure she'd love to.
Bring Kelly up here.
You haven't lived
Come on,
until you met Kelly.
Really?
Yeah, he's great. He knows all the tricks with those little things, the gadgets.
He works in Brookstone.
Yeah, trust me, don't ask.
You gonna hook me up then?
We'll see.
Okay.
Kelly
if I do a good interview, then he'll let me.
No, we'll see. Kelly's, he could be his own series. That's all I'm saying. So stand by for that.
Okay.
If he's watching right now, he's probably doing his hair and putting on his lipstick.
Okay. Uh-oh.
So you also, I know you ride horses around town too. Where do you do that?
I do. I have a horse. I own a horse. Back actually where my parents live in Thousand Oaks.
Okay.
I moved out.
What kind of horse do you have?
He's huge thoroughbred. He's actually very overweight right now. We're trying to work him out. And
low carbs,
he's just
low carbs.
Low carbs, Bo. Mr. Bojangles, his name is. He's just the coolest dude. It's been my relaxation process, and so I just started riding. I love it, and I'm jumping fences, and I'm showing in a couple weeks.
Oh, that's nice.
Woo! I know.
You ever fallen off?
I have fallen off.
That can hurt.
Once.
Oh, just once?
And I broke my middle finger. I did, and I actually had a little cast on for about a month. It was my first major issue, and I had it on my middle finger, so it gave me an excuse to flip people off because I had to have it sticking out. So, you know.
Don't show us right here. I had Dennis Rodman.
Not showing you I was going.
I got enough notes from the Dennis Rodman incident yesterday, if you know what I'm saying. Don't ask if you haven't seen it. Don't worry about it.
No questions.
No. Let's shift to a serious side for a second. Okay. Your television show, you guys have been through an awful lot with the passing of John Ritter. I know that you were with him hours before you found out that he died. Walk us through that evening.
You know what? I'm totally happy to. This story touches me so much. That day actually was just a normal, everyday rehearsal. I happened to be in a lot of that episode, and so I was rehearsing all evening, and John and I had a scene to block, and we were blocking. He kind of just, different that evening, not just funny and talkative, and every day was just like this thing with John. So he just was kind of relaxed, and he said, to our director, I just don't feel well. And the 2 years that I've worked with him every single day on things I've done, he's never complained about anything. So the fact that he even just said I don't feel well was odd. So we're like, okay, go take a nap or something. So we went up, and I was totally irritated that he left and I didn't get to leave. So he went upstairs, and I blocked with second team, and it was fine. And I saw him, I went upstairs, and he looked me in the eye. He was upstairs, and I said, John, everything okay? And he looked at me, and I said, do you know how much I love you? And I said, well, yeah, I love you so much too. He goes, good, I just want you to know. I'm like, okay, I love you too. I know, it was so sweet. And I didn't know, he told me 800 times a day, so it wasn't like a special thing for me. But I went home, I went to dinner, had a great evening. Martin called me, little brother on the show, and he goes, I think John has the flu, we're not gonna work tomorrow. So my first thing was like, 3-day weekend, I was completely excited. And literally this happened in a matter of 15 minutes. 5 minutes later, our producer called, said, Kaley, I just want you to know it's a little more serious than the flu, but everything's fine. He's going to go into surgery. And I'm like, surgery? Still everything was fine. Another 5 minutes later, I get a call from him again. He goes, I need you to get in the car. I need you to drive to Martin's house, because Martin lived near the hospital that John was at. They didn't want us to go to the hospital because there was already press there. It was like 8:30. There's press around the hospital. They wanted us to go there, so I was freaking out. The guy I was dating at the time actually drove me because I was ready to have a heart attack. And I guess it had already happened at that point, but no one told me because I lived the farthest away. So I went to Martin's house, and Martin lives, this is my, I tell this story all the time. Martin lives in this apartment building in this long pathway. He's at the very end. And I saw Amy on the other side, plays my sister on the show. And she looked at me, and she ran all the way across, it looked like 3 miles. She ran all the way across, jumped in my arms, and just had this look in her eye. And I'm like, well, how is he? What happened? And she goes, you don't know? And I'm like, you don't know what? And she didn't even know what to say. She goes, he didn't make it. And I remember I looked at her, and I just turned around, and I walked away. And I was in the street. It was the middle of the night. I don't know what I was doing. Things like that, you just don't register.
Well, and I mean, you never know how to deal with something like that.
You just don't, especially something that happens like that.
Yeah.
You know, people, you lose
You don't
people
believe
in your
it.
life.
You don't believe it.
Oh no, I mean, it's just so shocking. It's so not real, and it still doesn't feel real.
What was your first thought when they said, we want to go back to work and we want to continue on with the series? How did you feel about that?
Actually, out of the 5 of us, I refused to go back. There were some issues, and I didn't want to go, and I was ready to leave the show. I didn't feel, as I always felt it was a John Ritter show, and for us to come back without him just felt insane to me. It just didn't feel right. And you know, we had so many meetings and dinners and talks, and you know, trying to persuade me, and I just thought it was so wrong. I was so torn up about it. I'm young, and I just didn't know what I was doing. I just felt so lost. And finally, I sat back one evening, I was thinking about it, and I thought, John is so irritated at me right now. He's thinking, how can you sit on your butt and not get back to work? And it sounds so corny, but I've said it to so many people. This is what he would have wanted. There's absolutely no way he wanted us to sit at home and end the show and not go on without him. He loves to laugh, and I know we make him laugh every Friday night, and he loved being on our set. And
so you turned that tragedy into really a celebration of his life.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you think of John, you just can't get sad. The second you cry, the second you start laughing, because he was just so incredible. We had our first table read for that. We did a 1-hour episode. And I had the first line of the script, and it took me about 10 minutes to get it out. More network in the room than ever, and freaking out, and I was crying, and finally I looked up to the ceiling. I said, okay, John, knock it off. I'm over it now. And I looked down, and I regrouped and did it, and I just felt this complete warmth around me, and it was really incredible. I never seen anything like it. It was amazing.
And forever, you will know what it's like to be with that man and feel the joy that was always around him, because he always had that contagious joy, didn't he?
I am one of the luckiest people in the entire world. I can tell these stories, and I make people laugh, you know, and because of him. And he just, most amazing man I have ever got to spend time with.
And so,
yeah.
I can see him walking and tripping right now.
He's falling. Yeah, where did he go?
So David Spade has come on to the series.
Yes.
And what kind of a tone has David set? Because he's a little crazy, isn't he?
He's kind of a nut. You know what's interesting is when I first heard that, I told David this the other day. I've been so emotional over the last 6 months over this whole thing. I was sitting at dinner with my agent, and she said to me, did you hear about David Spade? I said, oh yeah, I think he's doing a couple episodes. She goes, no, I read in the Hollywood Reporter, he's a regular. I started sobbing at the table, crying. No, how could this happen? This is ridiculous. This is impossible. We met with David, and he was all kind of weird, and I was like, totally whatever. And I just was not into it. I was not excited about this. And he came on, and David came in such an innocent place because he just had nothing to do with the situation. And it's such a hard situation for him to come into.
Yeah.
I mean, scary. I understood it. He came in, and he has brought, I'm going to be corny, David. He's going to watch this and get so irritated. I've never been happier since John passed away. There's not one day where I've really laughed off camera, and David came back, and he's brought so much happiness into my life, into our cast. And you know, we're laughing, and we had such a fun time, and it just was just so strange.
That's great.
You know? And he's just been incredible. He's been incredible. It wasn't an easy place for him to come into. And Jim Garner.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, let's take a break and come back, because I really want to introduce you to Kaley.
Oh, yes.
All right?
Okay, cool.
We'll be right back with Kaley on Air Live. Stay with us.
Monday.
Welcome back on Air Seacrest. Kaley 8 Simple Rules on ABC is with me right now. We were just chatting. You said that you hang out at this complex, Hollywood and Highland,
I love
often.
this place.
And I want to introduce you to one of our favorite neighbors here from Brookstones.
Okay.
Please welcome Kelly. I got a surprise for you here. Come on out, Kelly.
Oh!
Yep.
Kelly!
I'm such a big fan of yours.
You are?
Of course.
I'm a
The
fan of yours.
gorgeous.
Kelly, good to see you. Now, Kelly, how are sales? Are they up?
Fabulous.
Hitting your
Double
bonuses?
digits. Yes,
Yep.
definitely.
What's
So-
in for spring?
Thanks. He is interrogating me. Sunshine. Yellow is the color of spring 2004. And I heard on the internet that she often drums and hits the drum or something like that.
She plays the
relieve your
drums.
I
stress.
have drums,
Exactly.
yes.
So I'm like, that's too butch for my taste. So I am giving you.
Bye, Kelly. See ya. Bye.
So what are you giving her? What is
I'm
it?
giving her a stress reliever. It's a balm.
There you go. All right, Kelly from Brookstones.
All sorts of colors.
I love that. Kelly.
Thank you.
And one variety.
Oh, thank you for making our week. We'll be right back with some of your calls on air. Come here, guys. 8 Simple Rules on ABC. Check it out. Good to have you. Welcome back. All right, real quick, thanks for all the calls about getting fired. Aaron from Dover, Ohio says, I'm the only person to ever get fired for getting caught Xeroxing my butt. Be careful. We appreciate your calls on that topic. I want to thank everybody for being on the program. Of course, Rosanna, Lucy Lawless, Kelly Cuoco, Kelly from Brookstone, Carmen Rasmussen, Usher. Coming up, we've got next week, JC Chazé, Train, Sharon Osbourne. Have a great weekend. Seacrest, out. Bye.